Who doesn't love the long bridges on which we drive and catching glimpses of the setting sun? Well, we can say that bridges have always been something special for everyone. Every time you cross a bridge, the scenery always makes for some spectacular memories. But have you ever thought what it would be like to cross over on a terrifying bridge set up at a ridiculous height? Sounds dangerous, am I right? Well, if the thought has crossed your mind, then you've come to the right place. These bridges stand tall, offering the most magnificent yet dangerous views. So, without further ado, let's get into the 10 most dangerous bridges in the world. But before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell icon. Number 10. Uban Bridge, Myanmar. Rickety, ramshackle, and with no handrails to hold, Myanmar's famed Uban Bridge requires great nerve to cross. Spanning more than 1 kilometer over Tong Thaman Lake, not far from Amarapura, this ranks among the country's foremost tourist sites. As a result, it's busy, always thronging with sightseers and souvenir sellers alike. It is this immense, never-ending traffic that poses the biggest danger, with the ancient bridge gradually caving in under increasing strain from those eager to cross. Uban was built in 1850 using teak salvaged from a former royal palace, and although great efforts are being taken in an attempt to preserve the structure, there can be no question that the 1,000 pillars that support the bridge are decaying badly. The longest teak bridge on Earth is also the oldest, and it shows. Take a trip, but don't linger too long, and never get too close to the edge.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works.
Number 9. Milhouse Viaduct, France. The Milhouse Viaduct ranks among the tallest bridges on Earth. It rises high above the low-lying clouds, climbing more than 1,100 feet into the southern French sky. It's not one for the faint of heart, and you'll need a head for heights above all other things in order to make the remarkable crossing. Taller than the Eiffel Tower, Milhouse spans the spectacular gorge valley of the Tarn River, an important route between Paris and Spain, and the imposing viaduct can be seen from miles around. It's also long, measuring more than 8,000 feet from one end to the other, yet the bridge's vast supporting columns touch the valley floor below in just 9 places, a feat of modern engineering. The winds can sometimes be strong here, just adding to the drama. Just can't face it? Don't worry, you're not alone. Number 8. Mekong River Crossing, China. The mighty Mekong River rages in parts, its white waters frothing and strong currents fearsome. Despite the dangers, local people continue to take their lives in their hands, crossing on narrow cables that are strung from one bank to the other. With sturdier bridges few and far between, there's often little choice for those who need to get to the other side. It's a terrifying sight, but one that's not unusual in these parts. Finding a proper bridge can mean trekking for several hours and altitudes towards taking such an extreme approach to crossing the fast-flowing waters are relaxed. Such is the Mekong River's immense power, there can be no question that one false move here could prove to be fatal. Take our advice on this one. Leave it to the locals and don't be tempted to take a chance. Number 7. Quay Bridge, Costa Rica. The Quay Bridge has gotten 2 alternate names, the Bridge of Death and the Oh My God Bridge. Needless to say, neither one inspires much confidence. Linking Jaco to Quepos on Costa Rica's central Pacific coast, the fragile structure dates back to the 1930s, built to aid the thriving banana trade, upon which the local economy's fortunes have been built. Unfortunately, little or nothing appears to have been done to improve or upgrade the crossing during the subsequent decades. The bridge is narrow, although this is the least of its problems. The road surface is constructed from planks, although these are not nailed down and unsecured. The wood beams rattle and move with each vehicle that's driven across. Bikes and cars head over here on a regular basis, as well as heavy trucks and lorries, with each crossing taking its toll on the decaying structure. Quaypost isn't called the Bridge of Death for nothing. You've been warned. Number 6. Monkey Bridge, Vietnam. Said to be named after the stooped posture that has to be adopted so as to safely cross, Vietnam's monkey bridges are reserved for the agile and courageous. These traditional crossings span countless streams and gullies, and whilst local people transit without thinking twice, those new to this are advised to exercise extreme caution upon attempting a crossing. Popular with the Mekong Delta, with its numerous waterways, the ideal monkey bridge consists of one bamboo log laid over the stream or a particular river, with a flimsy handrail to cling onto. Yet there are many variations, with some crude bridges made up of coconut trees and handrails not always pleasant in extreme examples. Called Quay, Vietnam's famous bridges are renowned for being dangerous and difficult to cross over. Don't want to risk plunging into the water below? Take our advice and leave it to the locals. Number 5. Hussaini Hanging Bridge, Pakistan. A single glance at the Hussaini Hanging Bridge should be enough to showcase its danger. Situated in Upper Hunza in northern Pakistan, this is one of the numerous hazards crossing in a distant and rocky area, a bridge that dangles over the Borit Lake, but threatens to collapse into the wild waters below at any moment. The decaying planks that form the walkway are few and far between, whilst the cables that keep it all in the air do nothing to inspire confidence. That another decrepit bridge, this one in an even worse state, is strung up alongside it, just adds to the sense of drama. Yet people still travel here to test their mettle, despite the obvious dangers that each attempted crossing entails. This is an isolated location, high in the mountains and far from assistance. Just bear in mind that should anything go wrong here, no one is coming to help. Number 4. Langkawi Sky Bridge, Malaysia. Suspended from 82 meters high, single pylon that emerges from the lush jungle, the Langkawi Sky Bridge is built on top of the Majingchong Mountain, a spectacular site offering breathtaking views of the island and sea. The bridge hangs about 100 meters above ground, and it can accommodate up to 250 people at the same time. It swings out over the landscape to give visitors a monumental geographical experience and to usher them into otherwise unseen locations above virgin jungle with magnificent views. Notably, in contrast to a straight bridge, where the end is usually in your peripheral vision, a curved bridge offers spectacularly changing landscapes. Needless to say, the views are incredible from up here, but those without a hand for heights might find the experience terrifying, as the platform seems to move with each step you take. However, the magnificent surroundings might help you overcome the initial fear and enjoy the experience. Number 3. Mussoshima Bridge, Japan. Japan's oldest bridge also happens to be its most dangerous. Located deep within the country's southern Alps, the ramshackle structure dates back to the 1950s. Mussoshima literally means matchless suspension bridge in Japanese. That the deteriorating bridge hasn't been well looked after in the past few decades is only too obvious, making it a health and safety hazard. It's constructed mainly from rope, wire, and thin wooden boards that are evenly spaced out in areas and does not incite any confidence within one. Even getting there is such a challenge, with Mussoshima far from the beaten tourist track. You must climb high into the hills, with little to hold onto, apart from a series of chains bolted to the rocks, before taking a step onto the decaying platform that appears able to crumble at any moment. It's narrow and it wobbles, and also, the risks here are obvious. And with that, it's time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by one of our subscribers, so if you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it on over to us. We might even feature it in a future video. Number 2. Looking at this picture, one can clearly see that there's a woman standing on what seems to be a terrifying bridge that's made of glass, so you can see directly beneath you while you're several feet up in the air. Upon further research, it could be said that this is the Shilinjia glass viewing platform in Beijing, China. Number 1. Canopy Walk, Ghana. Suspended high within the trees of Kakum Park, Ghana's Canopy Walk offers a fresh perspective of the plush green jungles of the country's central region. The view from over here is spectacular, without a doubt. But that does not make it any less frightening, and even people courageous enough to exit onto the narrow walkway don't tend to stick around. Given the drop, it's perhaps best to not look down. The Canopy Walk is 1,150 feet long, with individual parts held between 7 trees. It's constructed for the most part by rope and is a simple structure. With termites working their way through the wooden planks, and also the supporting ropes doing little to ease the mind, you ought to do an intensive risk assessment before committing yourself to it. Not one for the faint of heart, and no one's going to judge you if you opt not to take the risk. That concludes our list of the most dangerous bridges in the world. Let us know in the comment section below which one of these terrified you the most. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell icon. Thanks for watching.